Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Pivot 0x Hub Masterclasses. My name is Shantanu Sharma, and I head operations at Pivot. For all those who do not know about us, Pivot is a global Web3 startup venture accelerator firm. We focus on accelerating early stage startups in this space. 0x Hub is our open masterclass initiative to enable Web3 startups and aspiring founders with the knowledge from within the industry. And all our sessions have been led by or will be led by experts in the field. Will be founders, investors, angels, people from the industry, people from the ecosystems, like the one we have today, and many more. Okay, so the idea is to bring in topics related to technology, Web3 sectors, products, goals, leadership, okay, and how to build on a particular ecosystem, like what we're talking about on XDC Network. Between Pivot and XDC Network, we have collaborated to start a co-acceleration program, which will focus on supporting 10 promising startups that are working in the field of DeFi or payments or real world assets, RWA, basically. So this build on XDC is a step in that direction. Today, the second masterclass in this series, we'll be doing a total of 5. So today we're going to learn about how to integrate your project with the XDC network. And it is my absolute pleasure to invite Beny. Beny is the growth lead at XDC Network. He will come and take this session. He has 6+ years of experience building and accelerating Web3 projects and expertise in the blockchain, DeFi, RWA, smart contracts platforms. He's very passionate about driving innovation and enhancing business growth. Beny, all over to you. Welcome.
Awesome. Thanks everybody to joining to this session, and thanks to you to hosting this session. So as you said, as already mentioned, I'm Beny. I'm growth lead of XCC. So I've been working in crypto in general 6-7 years, and now I'm with XCC for 2-3 years now. So the aim of this this workshop is really focusing on the toolings and how to build on top of XCC, and what are the DeFi ecosystem if you want to build on top of that, where to reach out, and how to really accelerate and be faster on XCC network. So let me share my screen real quick. Let me know if my screen is visible. Is everything fine? Yeah, awesome. So to start with, I want to give a little bit intro about XCC Network, mostly technical focus, not in the business side. So the main website of XCC Network is zinfin.org, and there is another official website, xcc.org. You can reach out and see all the information out there regarding the toolings, information. So XCC Network is a smart contract platform and open source, and it's community driven. Blockchain network, it's EVM compatible, so it means that so everybody can build on top of that if you are building on EVM chains. So smart contracts mainly on Solidity and Viper as a smart contract languages, and XCC it's been operating since 2019 on mainnet. It's been over 5-6 years now. It's live on mainnet and it's operating, and it has a decent ecosystem of the builders, community members, and the supporters who led us to be there at the right moment, right? So I'm gonna share a little bit about the stats of XDC. So XDC network is supporting over 2000 TPS, as you're seeing on the screen, and the gas fee is it's literally zero, near to zero. So if you are building something on XCC, you're not facing with a lot of gas costs for both of the builders and also the users that are using the actual products. And we have an instant finality of 2 seconds. And of course, it supports the smart contracts. And in terms of energy consumption, from the running a node perspective, is super efficient. And yeah, of course, there are a lot of APIs in the documentations, which I'm gonna go over it later. And it's ISO 222 compliant. And as I say, it's a smart contract platforms. You can see a bunch of partners that we are working with. So let's move on a little bit. Before I move on to the documentation, to getting know the updates about XCC network. So if you follow XCC underline network underline, you can get all the updates. This is the official Twitter handle of XCC, which most of the updates about technical business side which are happening. So make sure you following this account for the coming updates. So let's move on to XCC documentation. This is a brand new documentation that we have been working on for last couple of months. So if you head down to docs.xcc.network, you will see this documentation. It's showcasing what are the services of the products of XTC, and also it's briefly explain what is XTC, why we are here, why a layer one chain, right? So I move on to the XCC layer one, which is the main product that we are working on. So it's, as you know, it's a layer one chain, and it has a unique consensus engine, which is called DPoS, Delegated Proof of Stake. So I'm sharing this kind of information to let you know how XCC works underneath, because if you want to build on top of that, you need to briefly understand how does XCC work. And it's really important to highlight here. So it's a variation of proof of stake mechanism, and it is KYC'd. And if you want to become a validator or run a node, you need to be KYC'd, and you need to deposit 10 million XDC tokens, which is a native token of the network, to the core smart contracts, and then you will be eligible to running a node, which we call it master nodes. So if you heard master nodes in XCC community, those are the node operators in the network, who deposited 10 million XCC, and also which are KYC, which mainly combination of institutions and also some individuals. And with the recent new upgrade of XDC, we migrated from the version 1 of the consensus to 2.0, which is XCC 2.0, we call it, which enhances the security, and also it's a little bit more faster in terms of block finality in general. And it has some unique mechanisms for be fault tolerant. So I'm not gonna really dig into that, because I'm gonna explain how to build on top of XCC. I think that's enough to go to understand how XCC is working in general. So yeah, and one more thing before jumping into the SDKs and stuff like that. Oh, sorry. So I'm gonna head over to the ecosystem of the dApps of XCC. So as you can see, if you head to zinfin.org and click on ecosystem dApps, you can see all the projects that are building on top of XCC. You know, in crypto, maybe you are building alone, or maybe you are building on top of the other protocols which we are seeing usually on DeFi protocols, or maybe some AI infrastructure or something like this. So we have a bunch of application, decentralized application on top of XCC, combination of RWAs in DeFi, DEX, lending and borrowing, and NFTs and payments, on-ramp, off-ramp, and yeah, similar kind of, you can find a lot of variation in the ecosystem of the apps. So let's move back to developers documentation, which is the main topic of today. So basically, if I'm assuming that you guys are already familiar with EVM compatible networks and smart contract platforms. So everything you need to integrate XCC network, I'm assuming that you guys already implemented your application, smart contracts you want to deploy on top of XCC. So everything you need to know about that, you need to know the RPCs, which you can deploy your smart contracts or having some configuration in your application to connect to XDC network. So we have one mainnet and Appleton testnet, which you can try and error on testnet real quick. And also we have a devnet, which is more for core protocol engineers of XDC, which are public to everybody. The main thing that you need to focus on is shipping your product first on Appleton testnet, and then after feeling confident with that, moving it on on-chain, moving on mainnet and serve it to your end users. So in this documentation, it shows the chain ID, RPC URL, and the faucet endpoints for XDC and the explorers, right? So in this page, you can see that mainnet environment, and Appleton environment, devnet environment. Yeah. So if you, for example, go to, and in general, we have two public explorer. One is xdcscan.io, which is the secondary option. The main option is XCC. So if you are building on the testnet, you are needing some testnet faucet or testnet tokens to deploy your smart contracts, and also interacting and testing and trying error your application or product you are building. So the main faucet URL that you can reach out is faucet.blockscan.io, which you can get the testnet XDC, which if you provide your wallet address and click request XDC, or which is testnet XDC, you will receive it on your wallet within 2-3 seconds. So that's a way that everybody can build on top of testnet. And moving forward in terms of a smart contract frameworks, so I'm already assuming that you're using either Remix or Foundry, Hardhat, or the Truffle, which is deprecated already. So all of those frameworks are compatible with XDC. So if you are building a smart contract, Solidity, Viper, Solidity especially, you can use foundry.sh and Hardhat to building and testing your smart contracts and then shipping it out on the mainnet or testnet. And that is a really common frameworks and environment that you can develop your smart contracts inside it. And yeah, so for the I think on Zinfin Remix, we have the dedicated Remix version as well. So if you head to, I think that was the URL, if I'm not mistaken. So if you are using Remix, we have a dedicated XCC environment friendly version of it. Still, you can use the original version. It's possible. It's 100% achievable. So this version of remix.zinfin.network is really designed for ecosystems of XDC to build on top of it. So that is another environment that you can build and scale your smart contracts. And moving forward, so yeah, so from the community part, I think that is already crystal clear that what are the requirements you need to know to deploy on top of XCC. I already explained the basics of XCC underlying architecture, the frameworks that you can build smart contracts on top of it. And also I shared you that what is a chain ID or RPC URLs that you can use. There are two types of explorers that we have. First, primary and secondary one, xccscan.com, xccscan.io, which we recommend to use the XCC scan.com, which is a primary one, and it's powered by Etherscan. And from the community perspective, we have two different forums. One is the dev forum, and another is public forum for XDC Network. So it's a cool environment for people to sharing their ideas, what they are building, or asking questions, or if you are facing any technical problems or challenges to connecting to the RPCs, deploying on XDC, or whatever challenges that you're facing to xdc.dev and Zinfin forum.zinfin.org are the best places to go and ask your question from the community. So you can see there are a lot of articles out there, and most of the time we are publishing some of the article announcements over here. So keeping watching on this. It's maybe good for the builders to understanding what's the recent updates of the XDC in terms of both technical stuff and the new projects that are building on top. So I'm going over forum.zinfin.org. This is more depth discussions that are happening here. So for example, there are a bunch of topics you can create, different sections. For example, for the general topics, the DAO topics, I'll explain what's XDC DAO in meantime, and what are the announcements. So yeah, let me go over one of them. Very random. Yeah, for example, this is one of the long discussions and proposals that a community member, Arturo, created this. And yeah, this is really more into the depth discussions, which there are a lot of details in it, right? So yeah, forumzinfin.org is the best place to go with. So, and in terms of DeFi and infrastructure and third-party toolings, I would say, let me start with the wallets first and then moving over the others. So I think, if you go to zinfin.org, there are some XCC wallets. You can see that the wallets that are supported XDC Network. So it's a long list over here, and you can see the custody wallets over here: Propine, Bitpanda, Cooper, Liminal, and Fireblocks we have in our list. So depending on the software or the product you are building, you can choose whatever you're comfortable with, and whatever your users and your audience are comfortable with. And we have a few versions of multi-sig wallets, and these are all acting as a third-party services, right? So which really important to know before you start. And in the next, I'm gonna explain about social login. So many of you probably know that nowadays you can log in with your Gmail account, X account, and having a wallet underneath, right? So we have a bunch of options to offer the builders. For example, Web3 Auth. I'm not sure if you all familiar with Web3 Auth XDC. If you simply search it on Google, we have dedicated documentation for XDC. So it's showing you that how you can integrate Web3 Auth, which is an MPC wallet provider, into XCC with different services that they're offering. And another option is Magic Link XDC, if you search it. So it's showing you the exact documentation that you need to know about XDC Magic Link integration. And here you go, you can see the information. You can simply grab the code and paste it in your code base. That's really straightforward. And another option is Privy Wallet. So on Privy also you can connect to XDC Network, which you can see a simple demo, a brief demo of how Privy Wallet works. So I think that is enough because these third parties that I have mentioned are top tiers in their own segments in Web3 and wallets. So yeah, depending on your audience and depending on your use case, you can choose one of them to be able to serve it to your community. So already I covered the browser extensions and the mobile wallets. And also I covered the social logins, Magic Link, Web3 Auth Privy Wallet. And for account abstraction, for those you are building account abstraction, so you can go for account abstraction on XDC Network on EtherSpot. EtherSpot is our partner, which we made a partnership to enabling access to ERC 4337 and ERC 7579 on XDC Network. So yeah, you can see that you can use and build on top of EtherSpot. If you're already building on account abstraction, it's fully compliant with ERC 4337. So you can easily migrate your smart contracts or deployments on XCC without having a barrier or migration to other toolings, right? Because already we are compatible with ERC 4337. So this is the only provider right now for account abstraction. So the use of account abstraction, you can think of guest sponsorship. So your users or your audience may not dealing with the gas fees. They just come and log in, and the gas fees can be sponsored by the platform itself. As the XCC gas fee is so low, so it is convincible to having that. Or it really depends on your business model, really. But in terms of technicalities, it's 100% possible. And moving forward, yeah, I have finished already the introduction of the XDC dev toolings and all of the things that you're requiring to build on top of XDC. But there is one point left. I want to quickly mention that. So if you go to DeFi Llama and go to the XDC ecosystem, you can see the TVL of XDC and also the DeFi protocols that are building on top of XDC. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this session, so maybe you're building on top of other projects, right? So let's say, for example, if you want to build a DEX aggregator or yield aggregator product, so you need to know the underlying products like lending, borrowing, and DEXs, right? So Fathom is the leader on the TVL right now. Fathom you can think of as a super DeFi application. They have CDP, FXT token in terms of stable coins, and they have a DEX AMM protocol, which is Uniswap v2 variation, lending and borrowing, and they have a vault, which for their own use case that are utilizing RWAs. We have Comtech Gold, gold tokenization platform, XSwap, which is a main DEX on top of XDC. So if you want to do a swap or whatever thing, XSwap is a right a place to go. We have Prime Numbers, which is a liquid staking, which is offering PST XDC wrap token, which is a LST token. So I'm assuming all of you guys are familiar with it, or maybe you can go and study more about Prime Numbers and how they are implementing liquid staking on top of XDC. VeFi has a lending arm and also it's a perpetual leverage trading. So if you wanna go and like opening a leverage position, long position with um I don't know FXD or gold or whatever with a pair of XDC, you can go and leverage up to 10x on top of it, right? And we have some other platforms like Ice Cream Swap, which is a DEX, and BB Pump, which I'm responsible for it, which I'm building it, which is a meme launchpad. You can think of it as a meme launcher platform. So yeah, it's fully diverse of different projects, different perspectives, different potentials. Um, yeah, that's all about XDC Network. And if you have any questions, feel free to unmute and ask your question, or maybe you can leave it on the chat box. I'm happy to answer all the questions.
Yeah, guys, audience, if you have any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask the question directly to Beny. And if there are none, it's okay. I mean, of course, you can always reach out to Beny on his Telegram as well, or on Beny, you would like to leave your Telegram ID in case somebody wants to reach you out?
Yeah, sure. So you can follow me on Twitter, 0xpenny handle. I'm writing a lot about XCC ecosystem. So maybe you guys can get inspired by what I'm writing about, because I know the ecosystem very well, the partnerships that are happening. So maybe that gives you inspiration how to build on top of XDC. So, and my handle is, let me go through it. If you go t.me, 0xpenny. So this is my handle, 0xpenny. And you can always DM me about your questions. Also, we have in different regions, we have different local Telegram groups. I'm gonna share the global version of it. You can get access to it. So I'm leaving it in the chat box. If you go to this XCC community chat, that is the unofficial, led by community members, OG community members, early members of XCC. You can find out and ask questions and chat over there. So that's the best place to go. And about my Telegram handle is this. Let me share it into the chat box. And yeah, in general, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, follow XDC Network. I'm sharing all into the comments. And also don't forget to follow XDC Foundation. So these are, I think with this information that I presented today, you will get all the information that you need, that you require to build on XCC and be updated with the community.
Benny, there is a question which has come from Ilan Kaplan. Ilan asks, how much does it cost to normally create a crypto off the XDC network?
So can you elaborate on top of that? What you
Ilan, would
mean
you like
exactly?
to come online and talk to him directly?
Yeah, hi there, Ben.
Hi.
I was just wondering, like, how much would it normally cost to just normally just make a coin, like normal, like off the XDC network, just like Solana or Ethereum or anything like that?
Creating a new token, you mean ERC20 token?
Yeah, just creating a token, normal token, like an XRC20 token off the XDC network.
Yeah,
How much would that
sure.
cost?
So let me show it to you in a live manner. So if you go to xccScan.com, so I'm going to the top tokens that are available on XDC. For example, going to, I don't know, Phantom protocol, and
Okay.
it's so less. It's less than cents even. So this is a transfer function. So which is a swap transaction, right? So you can see that the transaction fee is this amount, less than cents. So this is a transaction fees on XDC. So
Yeah, but
assuming
that's a
that,
transaction fee, isn't it?
yeah, Yeah, that is the
But
total
to build the
transaction fee.
actual coin of the network, how much would that cost?
Yeah. See, so
Same amount?
swap transaction is a huge transaction in compared to creating a new token, right? So that would be something around this number. You can see it as a transaction fee. So I'm sending it on the chat box.
No, I think Benny, I think his question is different. His question is, if you have to create a new token on XDC network, just like what you have for. Is that a question, Ilan?
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah.
Less than cents even.
Because I've
Yeah.
seen a video. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I've seen a video of someone creating a token on the Solana chain, and this guy is spending like 10 Solana, like $2,000, $3,000 just to make a coin off the Solana chain. So I was wondering how would that work with XDC?
So as I said, it's less than few cents. So I'm not sure what video you have watched, but on Solana even it's so less. So maybe it's combined some transaction all together or submitting more Sol into that transaction, right? But it's less than cents even.
Okay. And to add liquidity depends on you, right? You can add any liquidity you want, isn't it?
Are you asking about launching meme coins or launching regular tokens? So because if you want to launch
Launching regular tokens, but off
Okay.
the XRC20, like XDC coin.
Yeah, it's so cost effective. You can think of as less than cents.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I'll have a look
You're
into it.
welcome. Yeah, sure. I think in here, create XRC20 tokens. If you search, probably you can. Oh, yeah, there are some articles and also some videos that are showcasing how to create XRC20 tokens on XDC. So there are a bunch of contents, materials you can see. So there is one project, XCC Origin, which is a no-code tool for building XRC20 tokens. So this is the UI. You mentioned about the network information, token information, and it has a very seamless process to creating a token if you want to do with no-code tools. Or there are other options
And
as
just one
well.
more, sorry, I'm just sorry, just one more little question.
Yeah.
So for me to create a legit, like a genuine XDC token, I would have to use the XDC Origin, right?
So if you want to use no-code tools, XDC Origin is one way. Another way is xdc.sail, which is like pink sail if you want to find the equivalent version on other EVMs. So you can see that this is a launchpad. You can launch your own token, create a pre-sale top of that, attracting communities. So you can see that it's a gaming project, is raised money over here, some meme coin, some gaming project, is a DEX, and this is another meme coin, other meme coins, or it's a messaging protocol, LedgerFi, they raise over here. And also, if you want to launch meme coins, it's super straightforward. We have another dedicated platform called bbpump.fun. You can go and launch your token real quick. With, for example, I think $3 or something, it's the cost of the platform fee. You can upload your image, name, symbol, description, and here you go. You pay the fee and then you have your own meme. You have your own meme coin. Depending on your use case, it varies, right? If you want to launch meme coin, it's here, BB Pump. Normal tokens is xc.sail or Origin. Or if you want to do with coding and stuff like that, you need to build something with smart contracts or on Remix and all of the frameworks that I explained.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ben.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Not really. Thank you.
Awesome. Perfect.
Yeah. Thanks, Benny. You can unshare your screen now. Thank you very much, Benny. I really appreciate your time. I think, okay. We have Rishabh asking a question. Rishabh, you want to ask a question?
Hello.
Yeah, Rishabh, please go ahead and ask a question.
Yeah, sorry for joining late. I was in a meeting. So, quick question for me. So as a gaming startup, how can I connect to the network and build games on it, which are like tokens, but like my existing gaming tokens converting into Web3? So is there a process to do that?
So you mean there are some off-chain tokens you want to mint it on-chain?
So suppose I'm building, so as a gaming startup, we build different games. So suppose we build a game, something called as Super Mario something. Let's take an example. And
Okay.
let's say the in-game currency or in-game coins are basically minted on the blockchain. So, but as a startup, we don't know how to do it at the best possible way to connect to the blockchain because it gets very technical for us, the blockchain industry. So, is there any way that we can connect our game through Unreal Engine? Like our game is built in Unreal Engine, and that can be connected to blockchain by some way or some method.
Yeah, I believe there are some toolings for game developers to connect to XDC or other EVM chains, which is kind of chain agnostic toolings or SDKs. So everything you need to know about XCC is understanding the RPC URL, chain ID, and the faucet endpoint, and also the public explorer, right? That's everything you need to know about XCC. And then moving on, you need to build a smart contract and connecting it in somehow to your existing gaming infra or product you're building. And that requires, of course, some technical experience. I'm not sure if you have a smart contract engineer or smart contract developer, but yeah, that's how it works.
Okay, and are there any listings in which are there any ways through which I can connect with developers who are looking to convert web gaming into Web3 gaming? Are there any networks that can help me do that?
Yeah, of course. I shared already my Telegram ID, so we can first have a call and understand your challenges already you have, so we can connect you to some of the development houses or people that they can help you to get on board and building those on-chain softwares that you want to try to build.
Sure. I cannot see your Telegram ID. I don't know for any chance. I can see a message from Pivot to everyone. So maybe Shantanu can send it over to me in some
Sure,
time.
sure. We'll do that, Rishabh. No issues. Thank you, Mohammed. Yeah.
Sure, sure, sure. Thank you.
Awesome, perfect. I'm seeing Mohit is also here. Hey, Mohit.
Hey Benny. Hey Benny,
Hey, how
how
are
are
you?
you?
Yeah, and also Mohit,
I'm good.
he's one of the active community moderators and community managers of XDC. So you can see him on all the Telegram chats and also the Twitter. So he's guiding community how to connect to people, how to build on top of XDC. And yeah, that's would be really interesting to having Mohit on this call as well. We cannot hear you.
Sure, sure. We can always look at having Mohit as well for connecting to and talk about something as such. Mohit, we'll of course, I'll leave. We'll let a message to directly you.
I think there is another question.
Yeah, yeah, please. Yeah, sure.
Hey,
Yeah, please go ahead.
Uh, Hi, Benny. So I'm building a product is related to a launching pad, coin launching pad, or you say ERC20 launching pad. So I just want to know how is the community sentiment regarding the meme tokens and on your XDC network. So like I just trying to gathering the information regarding different chains, how sentiments is going with meme coins or normal coins. Because I'm not in a favor of pump and dump like pump fun. So I'm just creating another way of to launch a token where you like any protocol can initially get the what do you call push. So is there any like what kind of sentiment is going on in the XDC network? Like in a Solana, everyone is trying to do like meme coins, but how about the XDC network?
Okay, sure. So when it comes to the meme coin topics, Solana is the leader in the meme coins already with its huge degen communities that they have. Yeah, of course, there are some challenges with pump and dumping out there. On XTC, the sentiment of meme coins is very good, not as equal as the Solana or Base, but it's something that recently started to capturing that narrative as well. So I'm one of the people that leading this stuff. We have a project called BB Pump, which is a meme launcher platform. So yeah, it also offers some unique features to avoid pump and dumps. And already we have one meme launcher on XTC. If you build another, it's good. It's a good way to compete in the community. And also there are a lot of interest also for meme coins on XTC. So it's not something that's launching a meme coin and start pumping and dumping it, right? Because on Solana, everything is like captured by bots and it's fully automated, these pump and dumps that are happening. So on XTC, it's a little bit underrated, this meme coin ecosystem. So for launching a meme coin, you need to build your own community and in a legitimate way moving that forward, right? So the infrastructure, no code platforms are there, DEX tools we have for it, and a bunch of other infrastructure tools. But in terms of community, yeah, if you build a legitimate one, always there is a huge demand on it.
Okay, thank you. That's my question.
Awesome, perfect. So maybe you want to ask other questions or let me know.
Yeah, I think we are running short of time as well. I think it's about closure time. Guys, if you have any questions, he shared his Telegram ID. Please feel free to connect with him, talk to him. You can talk to us. I've shared our links as well on the chat. Just come across to us, talk to us about the co-acceleration program we have with XDC. And we are scouting for good talent. We already have more than 400 plus applications, which we have gathered for the last about 1 year. And this special program with XDC is aimed at getting fantastic founders and startups who are going to be developing or deploying on XDC network in the DeFi and RWA space, or maybe a payments oriented stuff if you have. So yeah, thank you very much for listening in. And we look forward to having you again in the next masterclass, which is next Saturday. And that is going to be on in building an RWA project on XDC network. And we have a very special guest, a team which is already building. I think Beny mentioned Comtech Gold as well. So Comtech Gold, the CEO is going to come and talk to us about how to build RWA a token, something on XDC network. Beny, I would like to thank you for taking out your time and spending time with us and talking about XDC network, how to integrate and showing the various toolings and the various dev tools that are available. I look forward to having you again sometime later and talk to us more about XDC as such. Thank you very much, guys. I look forward to seeing you again next one. Have a good one.
Yes, thank you for having us, and let me know if you guys have any questions. I shared already my Telegram. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate it, guys. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.